A few weeks ago, I made a drastic change. I decided to ditch my MacBook Air and switch to the newly updated M4 iPad Air for my everyday workflow away from the comfort of my own studio, and honestly, I haven't really made up my mind yet. And that's because I'm still on the journey of discovering for the first time how this iPad actually works as a laptop replacement, so let's experiment and document this journey together through coffee shops, editing sessions, and everyday life. Alrighty, so the reason why I want to do this experiment is because, I already do all my video editing and the majority of my work in my home office where I do have a really powerful PC, and sometimes I just want to take a quick walk to the coffee shop for a change of environment or do a day trip into the city, and I don't want to carry my big backpack just to carry my MacBook, as I'd rather carry a smaller sling bag with me, especially since I'm about to go to Asia to travel for 2 months, so that will definitely come in handy. But yeah, I just picked this new iPad up from the Apple Store, so let's unbox it together. And oh my god, this thing looks absolutely beautiful, and the sky blue just pops out so much more at home, even though it is pretty pastel. But yeah, going with the 11-inch is definitely the right move because I currently use a 12.9-inch iPad Pro from 2020, and man, that thing is heavy with the Magic Keyboard. It's a pain to lug around that. Oh my god, it's also been through a lot considering it's been through engineering with me, and battery life is terrible. It's 1.5 hours now because I've abused the crap out of that thing. Also, I haven't updated the iPadOS system on that iPad in a long time, so I'm pretty excited to see how iPadOS is nowadays and see how it actually performs on this thing. Also, shout out to ESR for sending out a bunch of accessories for the iPad Air, in which they are sponsoring this video as well, because I just absolutely love their products and swear by them, and yeah, I'm excited to use them with the iPad Air. But yeah, first things first, we gotta install a screen protector on the iPad Air because I do not want to break the screen. Alrighty, we finally made it to the coffee shop. Gotta do a coffee taste test first. I actually love this place. Everything tastes so good. This is the iced coconut coffee. It's kind of like a coconut, slushy milk thing with espresso poured over it. So, oh my god. Exactly what I needed. Also, oh my god, this is super exciting. This was all I needed to take to come to the coffee shop and do my work with my iPad. I didn't need to bring a whole backpack, my laptop and everything, so this is a big deal. Also, shout out to Grams28 for sending this little sling bag over. I've been eyeing this thing for years, I swear, but it is perfect. It's the perfect size to fit my headphones, the iPad setup, a power bank, and just some essentials like that, and a second phone and stuff. So this thing with the iPad, perfect portability, I'm telling you guys. But yeah, let's get some work done. I'm really excited to just spend a few hours here, get to know iPadOS more, and see what this iPad is actually capable of when it comes to doing work outside on the go, instead of using a traditional MacBook or something. So yeah, let's get some work done. Alright, powering this entire on-the-go iPad Air setup is the ESR Shift keyboard case that's lightweight, protective, and a fraction of the price compared to Apple's Magic Keyboard. It's got this super easily detachable and reattachable keyboard that is completely fuss-free, and because it doesn't use the connector pins on the back, it runs off of Bluetooth and is super easy to connect for a one-time setup. I actually really like the build too, as it's got a smooth palm rest that's way better than the material on the Magic Keyboard that collects a lot of grime and fingerprints, and the keyboard still gives you a premium, awesome feeling typing experience, with keys having a surprising amount of travel distance which don't feel flat. It most importantly has a proper layout with full modifier keys, no weird punctuation or tiny keys such as the ever so important right shift key, and I also love the fact that the keyboard is backlit for the dark very evenly as well. There are indicator lights too for stuff like the caps lock button, and the insane battery life of up to 160 hours with no backlight that charges with USB-C. ESR didn't compromise on the touchpad either, with the biggest one they could fit, allowing for smooth multi-touch gestures that give you full MacBook-like capabilities such as switching between windows and apps while multitasking and pulling up the spotlight function. It's even clickable everywhere, including all four corners too, which is literally better than a lot of Windows laptops. But keyboard aside, this is still a proper case with full 360-degree protection, with the necessary cutouts for the fingerprint sensor, reinforced air guard corners for drops, camera protection, a pencil holder on the back of the case, in which yes, there's still magnets on the top, and best of all, the amazing and sturdy kickstand that can be angled from 20 degrees for pencil applications to 75 degrees while remaining perfectly solid. It also works to put the iPad vertically too, by the way, if you want to scroll on it that way, and as a bonus, because this keyboard is detachable and runs on Bluetooth, you can use it from afar without attaching it to the iPad, which can be more comfortable and give you much more flexibility while working.
Also, oh my god, I've been working here for like almost 2 hours now, and boy, iPadOS 26 is completely different. It is unlike anything I've used like in the past, and it's like a grown-up, mature version. Like, it's no longer just like an oversized iPhone or just like your traditional split screen features, but you can actually do multi-window multitasking tasks, which is really cool. So first, there's like a new menu drop-down on the top, just like how you have it on macOS, where you can choose different settings, and then you have like your close, minimize, and full screen buttons, which are really useful. And then actually, if you go in the Windows menu, there are just a ton of options for you to, you know, put windows like on the side, like move and resize them, split screen, which is honestly amazing. And the fact that you can just like have all the windows on screen and like cycle between them without just having it layered on top, honestly, it's like actually a game changer for multitasking. There's also a legacy feature called slide over, where you can have like a little tiny window for like messaging apps or something on the very side. And if you move your cursor to the right, it actually hides it or like brings it back when needed. So I find that to be super duper useful as well. But yeah, man, like, oh, the iPad has grew up so much. It's like, I'm kind of like a proud father. Like, it actually is a lot more useful for a lot of people now. And the fact that it still has a touchscreen, which means you can do touchscreen things, that's also super duper cool. Also, I have to say, like, choosing the 11-inch is actually not as bad as I thought. Like, I thought I would lose a lot of screen real estate, but honestly, in my mind, I don't know if it's like a psychological trick or something, but having the smaller screen makes you more like hyper-focused on one task. Like, you have to multitask kind of less, so you kind of get less distracted, and you're focused on doing one thing at a time on the screen. But you know what? I think actually improves productivity. Like, no joke. This has been a shocking, revealing experience. Like, wow, it is totally different.
Don't you wanna get to know me? I bet I'm stuck inside your mind. I see you with somebody, but look at my way all night. Keep your hands off my body. Yeah, you can look but never touch. Do you think you got a shot with me? I think you're trying just to.
Alrighty, we are doing a quick stop at the NBA courtside, what is it called, restaurant?
Yes.
Yes. Never been here before because we're about to go to Raptors game. We just saw this nearby, and damn, this place looks absolutely super sick, super cool. But yeah, we're starving. I got the short rib pappardelle. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And let's do a little taste test. Short rib first. Kind of dry, to be honest, but let's get everything. Short rib, noodle, parmesan. Other than the short rib being dry, flavor's not bad. I'd say 7 out of 10.
Hands off my body. Yeah, you can look but never touch. Do you think you got a shot with me? I think you're trying just too much.
Alrighty, while we're sitting here enjoying lunch, I just want to quickly bring up one of my biggest use cases that I was looking forward to on an iPad, and that's editing photos on the go. So I usually edit in Capture One on my MacBook, but it's just inconvenient to just pull out of nowhere, and I don't like editing photos on my phone either because preview's just so small and the sliders are just like impossible to get like finely tuned and everything. So putting like Lightroom on this iPad and being able to use this pencil, just like fine tune the sliders and like draw masks and stuff like that, absolutely clutch. Speaking of pencils, this one from ESR, man, incredible value. So this thing is called the ESR Geo Digital Pencil, and it's like what, 33 USD or under 50 Canadian, and it literally looks just like an Apple Pencil and feels just like an Apple Pencil in terms of build quality. So like, first of all, it does all the Apple Pencil things, get really fine tips so you can actually like write properly. There's tilt sensitivity on this thing, and instead of magnetic wireless charging, there's actually a USB-C port over here instead of the old USB-C port that's stuck out on the old Apple Pencils, and it's actually pretty good because in 20 minutes, you can actually get a full charge so you can use this for like 12 hours, which is great. And there's actually like a little power button on the front over here that literally lights up when it turns on, which is cool. Not to mention, you can actually do shortcuts on this. So if you like press once, you can get back to home. Press twice, you can pull out that like multi-window view. So that is actually pretty cool. All right, but probably the most important and best feature of this pencil is the Find My integration, because back when I was using my iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil, I can't tell you how many times I've misplaced that thing. I haven't lost it, but I would just lose that around my house or my backpack all the time. So having Find My on this is clutch because you can actually just like go into the Find My app, pull this up and just, you know, like search for it, like see where it is on the map. Also, you can actually play sound alerts on this thing, so you can actually find this pretty easily. So that is actually really cool and clutch. Not to mention, I like how this pencil actually shows up on the battery widget, so you know how much percent is left on this. So yeah, such like an insane value. I don't even see the point of getting the actual Apple Pencil unless you're actually like a graphic designer or someone who needs to draw a lot. So this thing, amazing.
Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather click ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam, 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 but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, let it be. You could try to sweet talk all you want, but I ain't that lonely.
Alrighty, we're back in the apartment and I just made some Japanese curry that really did hit the spot, although I couldn't make any tonkatsu because I ran out of panko. But anyways, this reminded me that the iPad is not only a great work machine, but is also a fantastic entertainment device. And yeah, honestly, it was so nice to just catch up on some videos while I was cooking over there. And also, it's nice to be able to like scroll TikToks and find new recipes as well, which is something I'm gonna really look forward to, especially when I come back from my trip and settle down in a new place in Toronto, because cooking is one of my biggest passions. Okay, this was a terrible example, but if you look at my other vlogs, I did cook a lot of fancy dishes, and it's something I wanna get back into, so this iPad's gonna be very useful for that. And speaking of the iPad, what really makes the iPad even more versatile is the shift magnetic case that ESR offers. It doesn't have a keyboard like the one we used at the start of the video, but instead actually has a back full of support grooves and brackets that the magnetic flap at the back of the iPad can actually slot into. And doing so allows you to prop your iPad up so you can watch videos while cooking like I just did. You can move this around with ease, especially with how sturdy the whole contraption is. There's even magnets on a detachable case, so you can attach this vertically while watching TikTok recipes in the kitchen. And fun fact, the magnets are actually so strong, it's enough to attach onto the fridge, which is kind of crazy, and I guess you can turn your fridge into a smart fridge basically. Those strong magnets also allow you to elevate the position of the iPad on the case too, by the way, which I think is very handy to reduce strain on your neck, and I actually use it to watch F1 onboards while accompanying my TV. And like I mentioned, the contraption is actually detachable, so you can easily yank the iPad off the stand and just watch videos while lying down on the couch. But yeah, some other uses I found for this iPad that generally improves my day-to-day is being able to scroll through my scripts while I'm editing videos, so I can easily match my footage and keep track of where I am in the video. And also, using this to write my to-do list, in which it's actually great that ESR thought of putting a secondary flap on the top, so you can basically lie the iPad more flat so you have a more ergonomic angle to write on. And oh yeah, I have to mention that the case is still super protected too, with corner bumpers, a camera guard section, and still the ability to slide in a pencil, which is smartly designed. But yeah, after spending a few weeks with this iPad Air, it honestly just brought back so many memories of how much I used to use my old iPad Pro, and man, I'm just absolutely loving the smaller 11-inch form factor and just how much more easy it is to handle, in which throughout this video, I can really see myself using it in scenarios like I showed you guys a lot more in my day-to-day life. There are also still several questions to answer in my full review though, like exploring and discovering what the actual best browser for the iPad is, as I want like a full desktop replacement, how this iPad will actually behave when I use it a lot more than my laptop during my 2 months travel in Asia soon, and just a lot more stuff I gotta dig a lot deeper into. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for those videos on my channel. But yeah, I guess that's it for my first look at rediscovering the wonders of the iPad, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try my best to get back to you guys. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and took some valuable insights from it too, and if you're still here by the way, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to leave a sunglasses emoji down below so I know you're a real one. And of course, a huge shout out to ESR for providing all these amazing accessories to use in all the scenarios throughout this entire video, and also for sponsoring my coverage of this new M4 iPad Air. I'll leave all the product links down below in the description and the pinned comments for you guys to check out as well, which you should definitely do because these are awesome. And yeah, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button as always, check out my other awesome content, and yeah, on that note, have a great one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.